Hey, Greg Silva today. How you doing? Hope all is going well. This is the next lesson on the Greg Silva Music Channel. If you have any questions on these or you're interested in lessons, please contact me at greg@gregsilva.net. That being said, please check any of the earlier videos out if you haven't. I think you'll find some stuff useful in there. Last time turning scales in music, we were basically doing seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, and sevenths, that kind of thing. This is the next one. It's basically playing 3 up, 3 down, which basically means you play 3 notes ascending, then 3 notes descending up in the order of the scale. We're going to start with the major scale or Ionian, and make sure you do these through all the keys. I have some students that say, like, they start with lessons, have you done this before? Oh yeah, I did them all. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I did all the keys. Like what? They're like, oh, the major scale. I'm like, no, music runs in all different scales, So you got to do it all. Start with one, start simple. You got to do it out of time. There's nothing wrong with doing it out of time. But then eventually get it up. So this is basically easily or more accessibly done by starting all the roots all on the E string. Later on, doing the positions that go up, go all the way, more horizontal. But this way, it just keeps you pretty much in position. You can play all of this in position. Okay, so we're going to start with Ionian, the major scale. We all know that. If you don't, go to the earliest episode I got, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all start with the journey with the first step. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically play 3 up, which is basically the first notes, and then you want to target your second, so you're going to go 3 down, and then you're going to go up from your 3rd up, target your 4th, which just goes up from your 6th, up from your 5th, down to your 6th, up from your 7, down your octave. Okay? Okay, now you go up from your 7, down to your 6, up from your 5th, down to your 4th, up from your 3rd, down to your 2nd. Resolve. Okay, so it's a different way to do it. Start it slow. Just remember you're targeting a note. So 1 up, 3 notes. Now you got to target 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, and etc. And then go down. Okay, it's a different way. When you do these, it still sounds like a scale, of course. But it's a different way to do it. But what you want to do is you want to use these in fragments. You're not going to run this like this because it sounds like an exercise. But if you add these with the other things we've done in the earlier videos, it breaks up the scale away from sounding scalar. And then if you add the chromatic approaches in, inversions in, it all becomes something. It's like on this one, even over C, I maybe start from the 2nd. What I did there is I just started on the 2nd, did a couple of them, like from the 2 down to the 3, and then basically I did 4ths. Now there's a couple things we've done together, but I broke them together. It sounds less scalar. Always keep this in mind, though. You want to phrase. The most important thing you have as a musician, number one, is your ear. But the other most important thing you have is in here. It's to create music and to make it individual for you. You don't want to sound like anybody else. You want to sound like you. That's like if we talk to other music bass players. I've heard other bass players talk, and they're like, I've heard people say, like, oh, I'd love to sound like Jocko. Of course, yeah, I'd like to sound like Jocko, or I'd like to sound like Stanley Clarke, the Wooten. And my goal is basically, I want to sound like me, because there's only one of me, and some people might say, thank God. But an army of me would be too much. But no, but you want to sound like an individual. I have a friend of mine, I hear him play, and it's like if I walked into a room, you could be playing the simplest thing, and I'm like, oh, my buddy Lenny. That's him, and it's beautiful, and it sounds like him. That's your goal, to be an individual and bring beautiful music into the world. I hope this gives you something to think about. To the next installment, if you are interested in lessons, please contact me at greg@gregsilva.net. Have a great day, and hope to see you again soon.